We are keeping a close eye on the 2022 midterm election cycle in the state of Georgia and nationwide. And with all the issues surrounding this year's midterm elections, we wanted to talk to the candidates and find out just what they're doing to get their supporters to the polls. Joining us today, your candidate for Gwinnett County Superior Court Judge, Division 11, B.T. Parker. B.T., what a pleasure to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, let's get right into it, BT. Criminal justice reform, social justice. It's a hot button issue right now. You've run for this position before. What's going to be different this time? And what are you bringing that's brand new that are going to make voters remember to mark her, BT Parker?
Absolutely. I ran in 2020. I was less than 1 percentage point away from being in the runoff in a 5-person race. But during that time, back in 2020, let me tell you what I had, what was a part of my platform. This is what I told the voters I would do had I been elected. Have a second chance program, a prison prevention program, and 3, a judicial efficiency committee. Here we are now, 2 years later, and 2 of my 3 campaign platforms have been enacted in Gwinnett County.
Wow.
2 years later. So I'm very, very proud. I've been working with our district attorney, Patsy Austin Gatson, with regard to a youth empowerment program that has been in existence since last September. And that is a combination of the Boys and Girls Club. I'm proud to be a board member of that, as well as the Prison Doctor. I'm proud to be president of the Prison Doctor program, as well as in cooperation with our local churches and community leaders.
Yeah.
So that is a prison prevention program wherein we reach out to our youth and we mentor them. Interestingly, the Prison Doctor had served 20 years in jail for carjacking. Yes. And so he is able to relate to the youth on a different level than you nor I could ever do.
Absolutely.
So it's important.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit more about this, the prison prevention program, because it seems like we're putting all our resources into after the crime is committed, because we are making so much money, and the prison industrial complex is so ingrained into our society. It's become a part of our economic model. Now we want to try to untangle that mess.
Mm-hmm.
And, prison prevention resources in the schools, prison prevention programs, access to quality education. That seems to be where the focus should be. I don't know, call me crazy.
Hey, if it works, it works. And the studies have shown that it does work. Interestingly, we here in Gwinnett County now also have a second chance program called Rehabilitation Enables Dreams. So this is a pre-adjudication program. This is before someone is sentenced, before it goes on their record, before it affects them in the future with regard to housing, job, getting a loan for schooling, whatever that situation may be. So it stays, it will otherwise stay on your record for the rest of your life. And I'm going to make a quick point about that later on, but specifically, Rehabilitation Enables Dreams is a program that we started in January of this year, 2022. Second chance program for nonviolent, non-sexual offenders. Now, interestingly, in that particular program, David Windicher, the program founder, he was a former gangbanger. He was a former drug dealer, and he is an attorney who lives here in Gwinnett County now.
Wow. So
he is the founding member. So it's great to be able to tap into resources of different people who have experienced that other life, if you will, and who can reach back to our youth and help them to make a change, because they've been there, they've had that life, and they know that's just not the right life. Absolutely.
My family has been directly impacted. BT, as you know, my son is currently incarcerated right now in the state of Georgia. And, while I don't make excuses for him for his crimes, he was convicted of armed robbery, kidnapping and home invasion, among some other charges. But what he needed at the time, obviously, was incarceration, but he also needed, drug and mental health services that are not available. So we're putting undue pressure on the system too, because we don't have the mental health services available. I mean, the judge ordered drug treatment and counseling for him. He has not gotten it in 6 years. So, where are the resources when we speak about rehabilitation? If we're not looking at the entire person as a whole and we can't just punish, right? We've got to rehabilitate and counsel and help folks so they don't go back to the same behavior and end up, with these high recidivism rates in our counties.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so in Gwinnett County, we have a drug court, we have a mental health court, we have a veterans court, but it's just not enough. Right. It's not enough. We can only reach out to certain populations, but we still do need to do more, which is the reason for instance, second chance programs for non-violent, non-sexual offenses. What can we do to help people get back into the community and become productive members of society? So that's what the second chance program is about. Rehabilitation enables dreams. So we always have room to expound on what we currently have. And that's why I've been very passionate about criminal justice reform. That's why that has been one of my journeys and one of my passions over the last couple of years. And quite frankly, that's one of the reasons why I'm running, to continue the work that I've already started, yet at a higher level. So I believe that with me being on the bench, I will be able to effectuate change even more and be even more of a trailblazer for criminal justice reform.
It's interesting. You said being on the bench and watching the Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson hearings, the first African-American woman to be appointed to the Supreme Court. Her detractors criticized her for being compassionate. Isn't that part of a judge's makeup, is to have some compassion? I can totally say with all my heart that the judge in my son's case showed him some compassion, because, there was an opportunity for him to throw him away forever. And the judge decided he wouldn't. And so he's going to get a second chance. It's going to take some time. He's going to serve some time.
Yes.
But there was compassion. Isn't that part of the job?
That is definitely a part of the job. That's a lot of the job, quite frankly. That is what we call the human side of jurisprudence. What people do not understand is that judges filter the facts through the laws. Judges make decisions based on what they see. Where you sit determines what you see. And so that's also why it's important to have current, vast, active community engagement. When you're involved in the community, as I am, feeding the food insecure, literally picking up trash on the side of the road, literally being a part of the Boys and Girls Club, going to the club, interacting with the youth, being a foster parent, as I am, being on the Northside Women's Advisory Council Board, as I am, being vice chair of the Animal Advisory Council here in Gwinnett County, being ambassador for Gwinnett County for United Nations, because it obviously what happens here on the bench affects everybody, regardless of their race, nationality, or creed. So yes, the human side of jurisprudence is an extremely important part of being a judge, because judges filter the facts through the law. Based on my personal experiences with my community engagement, with my community involvement, my life experiences. That's how I rule, because I am filtering the facts through the law.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Judge, let people know how they can follow you, how they can support you, and where they can find you on social media. That's a big deal right now. It's how a lot of people are getting their information. And interviews like this help them get to know you on a more granular level and to actually see what you stand for.
I appreciate that. And also, I would like the viewers to know that this is the first time in the history of Gwinnett County that this seat will appear on the ballot.
Okay.
This particular seat was, the person who was in this seat was appointed 2 years ago. This seat has never been on the ballot. This is the people's seat. A vote for me is a vote for we the people. BT Parker, be sure to mark her. Please follow me on Facebook. Please follow me on social media, Instagram and Twitter. My Facebook page is BT Parker 4, FOR, Superior Court Judge. And you may reach me at my website, btparker4forjudge.com. Everyone can do something. You can either come out and help. We can go and meet the people. You can donate your time, your talent, or your energy. So please come and support. BT Parker, be sure to mark her.
All right, BT Parker, wishing you the best, continued success, and hoping for the opportunity for you to get to make some real change in this ever growing and ever diverse Gwinnett County that we live in. We've got to make sure that there are people that look like us in positions like this, so that we can ensure that the facts are filtered through the law with compassion.
Yes, and so that everyone feels that there's representation and that justice is fair.
Absolutely. BT Parker, folks, thanks so much for joining us on the Atlanta Daily World Spotlight.